Everybody, and welcome back to another awesome show. Of course, we're going to be covering Mafia Vault hits 20,000 US dollars on Pulse Mafia. That's on Pulsechain, of course, and we also got Pop Mafia game on BNB. So two chains, two big prizes there. We're going to check out how much is in the BNB chain at the moment. That's been going for a few weeks, right? So we're going to check that out. But $20,000 in 3 days. That's over 400 million Pulse and climbing. And that's down where the price of Pulse is at the moment. We get that run on the Pulse chain that we're expecting. That thing's just going to go boom up and to the right. So looking forward to that. That's what some people are not even thinking about that side when we get that pivot on the chart. So it's going to be pretty fun. We got people in the chat there. We got Property View in the house there. Crypto, best crypto coverage. Hey, appreciate that. Hey, look, we are covering the stock market. We're covering crypto. And, of course, we're covering Pulse chain, as well as a few other things on multi-chain opportunities as well, like Dog on Bitcoin, which we consider going to be one of the top half a dozen in the bull market with the high probability of high pump. And so we're excited about that. What else there? We got Tal7 in the house there. Hello there. Hey, Tal7, good to see you. Tell us. And, of course, I always say Tails, but it's actually Tell us. Sorry about that. We got Brendan in the house as well. Morning, Superman and family. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Now, it's still Sunday in the US and up in the Northern Hemisphere, but it is Monday down under in good old New Zealand and Australia and the Pacific Islands. So we're partying on down here on the Monday. So this is the way it goes. I guess you guys are still resting up there. We got Wookie is here, Rider on the Storm. I think he said Rider on the Storm. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know. We got Tombus as well. Hey, Superman, I'm in the syndicate on Pulse. Happy to be part of the family. Welcome to the family, Tom Boss. Welcome to the family. So that's kind of cool. As you guys know, there are multiple families competing for the vault. And, of course, I'm a co-host of the syndicate. The syndicate is run by the very terrifying Mafia Don or Mafia Godfather, which is Archie. And, of course, he is co-hosting that in Telegram. And, of course, everyone wants to get into the syndicate. It is pretty amazing. So big shout out to Archie there. Speaking of Archie, we've got the Don in the house. Hi, all. Good to see you, Archie. Wow. Now, if you want to join the syndicate, which is the top Mafia family at the moment, or at least on Pulsechain, fighting for that number one spot on BNB. But, hey, look, join Archie's in the chat there. So if you want to hit him up in the Discord link's in the video description, $5 to join up, of course. And then you can hit Archie up about joining the syndicate. There is a bit of an application to do that, but man, looking good. And we've had more influencers starting to cover Mafia, so we're going to get into that when we get up to Mafia update. So I won't talk all about it now, but that's coming up later. We've got Crypto Compassion in the house there. Hey everybody. Hey, Crypto Compassion, great to see you in the chat. And of course, always good to see some people that have been around for a while in the Pulsechain and Hex community. Big shout out. Al Pacino in the house there, looking gangster suit, man. Nice to see you. Hey, Al, hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're feeling the gangster vibe. Of course, you know, Pulsechain needs something that's like a killer app. And we really think that Mafia's got a good chance of being one of those viral protocols. And it starts really slow and it starts building up. And then before you know it, game on, right? Game on. That's how we feel about Mafia. Looking really good, very viral indeed. We're also seeing a number of influencers starting to come on board and cover it, which is really exciting. We'll get to that later on. We got Brian in the house there, our community leader. Good to see you, Brian. Sup, folks? Brian crushing out there as well. Brian has the heart of the community, and we really appreciate that. So great to see Brian finished his road trip all over America. So it's great to see Brian back in the house. We've got Excavator as well. Sup, folks? Now, Hexavator is building America, literally. So big shout out to Hexavator, all the work he does there, building infrastructure in the United States. Big shout out. And, of course, Wookie says is also the family way. So Wookie is in the syndicate. He's a capo, actually. So he's a pretty high-ranking captain there. Big shout out to you, Wookie. All right, let's get into the results for the markets here. So let's go for gold. And we don't have any stock market, of course, but we'll have that tomorrow. But the crypto market, I think it's really just starting to heat up for this big run that we're expecting. In previous Bitcoin halvings, we had big runs about 2-3 months after the Bitcoin halving. We're getting close to that, folks. We are getting close. It's the party time. Now, all you have to do once it does start is sell the top. That's all you have to do. That's the one job you have to do is keep an eye on that trend and sell the top. That's all you have to do. Don't write it down the other side, which is what happens to a lot of people because they just think it's going to keep going up and then it goes down, and they think it's going to go up and it goes down. If you make some pretty mad gains, remember to take your profits and try and get that top if you can, or at least on the way, right? That's pretty cool too. Now, Bitcoin at the moment, $66,931. That's up slightly at the moment, 0.15%. We've got Bitcoin dominance has fallen, very bullish sign, to 52.61%. It was over 53% for several days in a row. That is now under 53% there. Ethereum is actually up over 1% at $3,638. We are expecting the F1 forms there to be completed. SEC has asked for feedback. We're expecting those to be completed before the end of the US summer there. So that's pretty exciting. We've got a few other moves as well. Solana, ADA up, Tron up there as well. A few others on a slight down. XRP, Litecoin, BNB, Matic, for example. But things are looking not too bad. A bit of mixed results around the meme coins. SHIB and Pepe up, but Dodge down slightly. Those are some ones there. Uni's still up there quite a lot as well. Uni's doing not too bad, up 7%, is it? No, 2% there. $11.80 is on Uni. So we've got some movers and shakers. Let's jump over to Ethereum and zoom in on that. Ethereum here. No, actually, we're going to go to Bitcoin first. That's the wrong order. Let's go to Bitcoin, and we'll see what the 50-day is. The 50-day is at $66,915. But the current price at the moment is $66,584. So it's fighting around this 50-day moving average. We can see that. And so we're getting really, really close to something cool. Fortunately, we've had no Chinese invasion of Taiwan. That's kind of good news. Let's see where we're 57 days, 58 days. We're almost 2 months, aren't we? Almost 2 months. Things have got to be starting to get real soon. So, man, is that Ethereum a sign-off going to be the trigger for the big run that we're expecting? We shall see, but it looks probable, and all that capital flow in as well on Ethereum is going to be pretty bullish. And we might end up saying goodbye to those low gas fees on Ethereum. Just remember that. So if you're doing anything like ending hex stakes or ending Zen mints or whatever you're doing on the chain, that it might be over once we start that, right? Because demand will just flow in. The gas price on Ethereum will rocket. Pulsechain will stay relatively cheap, but will get more expensive as we get more users and more activity. Mafia, of course, is adding a lot of activity onto Pulsechain because people are playing the Mafia game. So Pulse Mafia are looking hot for that and adding value to Pulsechain. Isn't that great? So it's kind of cool. That's where we are at the moment. So we're getting in that zone, man. We are getting in that zone. All right, so let's get on to it. We're going to kick into Ethereum here. Ethereum at the moment is the one that we're looking at, of course, with that feedback from the SEC, and that's going to be coming up close. So not too bad there. We've got 50-day at the moment, $3,509. The 200 moving average at $3,032. So it's moving up. We have not yet even hit the all-time high for Ethereum at 4,900. We did it on Bitcoin, but we haven't done it on Ethereum. And so I think those ETFs are going to rocket us up, folks. You're going to see some big green God mode candle happen probably at some stage. It's going to be fun to see. And then it's game on. So not too bad at the moment is the old Ethereum. That leads us into course to Doggy on Bitcoin. I put this out of position here, but Dog at the moment is starting to rally as well. We're picking this as the #1 meme coin. Now remember, Runes Protocol. We're going to get that in a minute as well. But Runes Protocol, first time big memes on Bitcoin for the first bull market season. So this is a big deal. Obviously, we've seen how impressive meme coins do on EVM chains. And of course, man, on Bitcoin for the first time, this seems like a no-brainer, folks. The most valuable chain with all these rich Bitcoin holders and Ethereum people jumping on board as well. It just seems like a no-brainer that Dog is going to do pretty well. Of course, Dog, founded by Leonidas, given out for free to those who believed in ordinals last year. And as you guys know, I was pretty much the only Pulsechain Hex influencer covering BRC20's ordinals last year, the only one. And of course, look at how that turned out, pretty damn good because everybody that did at least 3 ordinals got an airdrop of Dog, got a Runestone airdrop, and the Runestone airdrop gave them Dog airdrop and gave them many other airdrops like Wolf, for example. So pretty exciting. And of course, you would have got Pizza as well. Pizza airdrop just the last week from the Unisat, which is the second biggest DEX on Runes. So it really is heating up. So it's a space you want to understand. If you want to understand it more, get into our Discord. We've got a strategy club. It's $35 a month. But man, we're covering these ultimate multi-chain opportunities like Dog and Runes. So pretty exciting place to be. Now, we've got the price here at the moment at 0.73 of a penny. but this chart is looking hot, and we're looking forward to tier 1 exchanges coming up soon. Of course, the target at the moment is about 1.2, 1.3 cents, and of course that would put it over $1 billion, and that's huge for DOG. So I'm excited to see that. Now, DOG is listed on 2 decent exchanges. It's on about 19 now, but the 2 big ones are Gate and Bybit. It's on Bybit Perpetual, so people can go long and stuff like that, long and short. But we're waiting for tier 1s like Qcoin, Kraken, Crypto.com, Coinbase, of course, Binance. That's going to be the big one that might, some of these going to give us some big moves in the price, and it's game on, right? And we're expecting DOG to target Dogecoin, right, and take number 1 spot. So that's a huge upside from that. Obviously, Dogecoin sitting around $20 billion at the moment, and DOG trying to reach 1 billion. That's at least once we get to there, over 20x. So excited about where that will go. I think Dodge went up to I think what's that, 70 billion or so during the last bull market, something like that. And so we got big upside. Will DOG on Bitcoin be the first $100 billion market cap? That would be over 100x from here. Massive, massive, massive. And so we're looking for that in the bull market. If you guys know what bull market's like, the prices go insane just for this period of time. So we're going to look forward to that as well. So I'm excited. We're going to be watching the journey of DOG on Bitcoin runes. And first time meme coin is going to flourish on Bitcoin. It's going to be epic. Now looking at that, we've got the ranks here of the top meme coins on crypto here on Coin Market Cap. It's going to give that a bit of a refresh there. We've got Dogecoin at the top there at 19.8 billion. Was up at 23 billion the other day. We've got Shiba Inu at number 2 there, is at 12.3 billion. We've got Pepe there at number 3, is at 5.1, just under 5.2 billion there. We've got Dog with Hat at $2.61 there at 2.6 billion. We've got Floki at number 5, is at just under $2 billion. We've got Bonk at number 6, is at 1.7. And Brett has just moved up, by the way. Brett there on Base Chain has just moved up. So it's a pretty good move for a meme coin on Base Chain. And Brett has moved up there into that's number 8, is it? Now number 8 at 1.5, almost 1.6 billion. And of course, DOG sitting right below that at the moment. Now there's been a battle for these 3 spaces here. Book of Meme, of course, and DOG sitting there just behind. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And number 8 is DOG on Bitcoin. And it just seems like this is going to go past all of these. It's currently at 731 million. It just passed bomb overnight, which is now at 720 million. And so game on there. So looking forward to big moves coming up as we get tier 1s exchange. Now, DOG is up there with no tier 1 exchange as such, except for Gate and Bybit there. So looking forward to some big moves, particularly if we see some of the tier 1s, which have been talking about runes, and get listed there. So keep a lookout for that. It's going to be fun. Now, looking at Runes protocol generally, this Runes basically opens up tokens on Bitcoin. And of course, you got meme coins, utility coins, things like that, capital coins. It's pretty cool. Now we can see that DOG is number 1 at the moment here on Magic Eden. Magic Eden is number 1 DEX. So we've got centralized exchanges, we've got decentralized exchanges. So we've got all this new. All this is new to Bitcoin for the first season, first bull market. So it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to do well. At the moment, DOG there at up 7%, 11.2 sats at the moment. Market cap just under 750 mil. We got Bank at Nakamoto dollar down 11%. That's been on a tear lately. That's just taking a bit of a breather today at 342 million. We got Ryzik there at number 4. Big move there, up 18%. 187 million market cap. Pups up there, down 11%. Epic down 1%, but that was up big yesterday. Lobo the Wolfpup, which is another one of my favorites there. That got airdropped with runestones and, of course, DOG holders. So we got up 11.6% there, looking pretty nice. I'm happy about that. And we got Billion Dollar Cat. This is a relatively new entry into the top 10. That's up 4% there at 60 sats. What's that? 40 million market cap. Decentraland is an Ethereum team. And, of course, that is up 2.7% on Bitcoin. And finally, Satoshi Nakamoto at number 10, down 2% at 35 million. You watch these market caps. By the time we get to the top of the bull market, you're going to see some insane numbers with all these runes. And, of course, we're expecting DOG to drag all the rest up, right? And therefore, the total market cap of runes or meme coins, utility coins on Bitcoin is going to absolutely rally through the roof. It is a leverage play. We're already seeing that hedge funds are coming into this thing. It is a leverage play on Bitcoin. And so we're going to see how that goes. It's going to be fun. There's lots of good teams in there as well. So looking forward to that. See Donald Trump, they're up 10%. at 11.6 sats. That's a wild card. You watch that one for the election. I think that's probably going to surprise people, this one, at number 17 at the moment. Now, that is pretty much it on the meme coin side or token side, but we've also got the NFTs and the collections there. These are ordinals. And, of course, Node Monks there, Blob, Quantum Cats, Bitcoin Puppets, Ordinal Maxis, Runestone at number 6 there. Now, Runestone's still got 2 more airdrops in it, and not just the dog one, so that's coming up later in its future. That is doing okay. Number 7, Ryzik, Bitcoin Frogs, number 8, The Royals at number 9, and to round up the top 10, Frux. And just to give an honorable mention, we got Bitcoin Maps, which I think Metaverse is going to play off really well with Bitcoin, with Bitmaps. I think that's really being developed. A lot of front ends being developed with that to visualize and gamify the bitmaps. Now, bitmaps are basically land based on the blocks on the blockchain on Bitcoin, and I do think that's probably going to have its day in the sun as we get move up that Bitcoin bull market. So kind of cool. That's it on Magic Eden. If you guys want to check that out in more details, we'll find out more in the strategy club. Join the strategy club. Links in the video description for that. And of course, $35 a month to get in there. We're going to be doing an update soon on a lot of projects in there, so you don't want to miss that. All right, there it is, Magic Eden, number 1, DEX. Now, the other DEXs are cool, like Unisat and DEX. There's lots of other platforms, Or.io, there's at least a good number of them now. And if you do need a specialized wallet to interact, so you probably need a Unisat wallet or a Magic Eden wallet or a Xverse wallet. Those are some of the popular ones, and you can connect to these DEXs on Bitcoin. So there we go. Don't want to miss the Bitcoin. You want to have a bit of diversified portfolio, right, on EVM chains. Bitcoin, of course, now is a new opportunity, and of course, it just makes sense, right? The most valuable chain, having the most valuable leverage once we get this bull market really ticking away. Imagine Bitcoin at $100,000 at the end of the year, or 130, 150, 180. Can you imagine what's going to happen to these meme coins and tokens on the Rune protocol? It's going to be insane in the brain, mate. Insane in the brain. In fact, I should probably download that music and start playing that. All right, so let's move on from there, and let's go to Pulsechain. We're going to get into this now. I didn't get to cover day 400 yesterday because I wasn't streaming. It was my day off. It was a bit of a sad thing. But before we get into Pulsechain, and of course we're going to get into Mafia as well. Let's see who else has jumped in the chat to say hello. I think we got up to Archie. So we got Crypto Camash says, hey everybody. What else there? Let's see. We got Brian. I definitely got up to those comments. D Tucker says, happy Father's Day. Indeed, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You're much appreciated, of course, by your family, and so a big shout out for all of your awesome fathering out there. We got Crypto Furos in the house. What's up, y'all? Good to see Crypto Furo. And who else is in there? I think that's it. So let's move on, and we'll get back into the mix. So yeah, day 401 is pretty much finishing. I'm pretty sure. Yep. We had day 400 yesterday. Didn't get to cover it, but man, we're over 400 days on Pulsechain. Exciting. Now we've got the price of Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0476. That is down 0.9% at the moment, 48% of the sacrifice price, in sacrifice price there. So really good discount at the moment on Pulsechain, and pretty stable around this area, really, to be honest. And so I think when we get that game on, the pivot on Pulsechain is going to be pretty lit. So we're looking forward to that. At the moment, it is still accumulation on Pulsechain, which means you can pick up tons of it for the potential upside rally in the Bitcoin that we're expecting very, very soon, I guess. So PulseX at the moment, quadruple 02. That is up 0.25%, and I really do like PulseX and Incentive. Really looking good there. And at the moment, you can pick up a bag of it at the moment. Quadruple 02 is an awesome place. 20%. Let me say that again. 20% of the main sacrifice price there. And of course, the buy and burn is still ticking away there. 895.8 billion PulseX is being bought up and burned now. Part of the superior combination there, tokenomics on Pulsechain and PulseX. 4.42% of the public supply is gone forever, and we're almost close to 900 billion, right? 900 billion. We've got incentive token at the moment is 2.5, $2.50, sorry. That's down 1.7%. That will reflect the fact that Pulse is down almost 0.9%, and the ratio has dropped a little bit there. It was up at 54,000 or so. It is now 52,625 Pulse per one incentive token. We've got the, what do we got here? We've got the supply of incentive tokens, 34.5 million incentive tokens in existence. Where does the supply come from? It comes from the PulseX V1 farms. And of course, that is going to them. Now, it's actually pretty scarce if you think about the token numbers relative to everything else, and hence the price $2.50 as well. But man, this thing's been performing very well. So we're expecting the PulseX incentive combination once we get that pivot in the market on Pulsechain to really make some money for people. It's going to be pretty crazy. We've got Hex at the moment is just below 58/100th of a penny, down 0.5%. We've got EHEX at 14/100th of a penny. We've got the combined price of EHEX and PX at a 71/100th of a penny there. This is a bargain at the moment on Hex. This is a bargain at the moment on Hex. And I think when you see the price revert, it's going to be a big rally in the Hex price because it becomes a self-fulfilling loop, right? So the higher the price, the higher the yield value, etc. So this is going to be pretty interesting, a quasi store of value, I would say. It's going to be fun to see. All right, so that is day 401 on Pulsechain. Can't believe over 400 days. Let's have a quick look at the chart here for Pulsechain. We've got the daily here, and of course, I always like the weekly at the moment, but we've got just chilling around here at the moment, around this mark of 4,700. And of course, let's go to the weekly here. I might just transfer to the weekly, a bit easier to see the longer term view. And here's the weekly at the moment, and you can see we are above the support that we had back in December. We are pretty much at the resistance that we had back in October. And this is holding up pretty well on horizontal the last 3 or so weeks. So I'm pretty happy with this. The RSI, it really is low. It's not completely oversold, but it is very low here down at 33. So are we going to get that pivot? We're expecting the markets generally to start rallying into maybe July, August, maybe the end of June even. And of course, maybe pull back September like we've traditionally seen. And then October, November, December, really hyper rally, particularly if we get a great result for the US election in November, now that Donald Trump has been educated about crypto and has gone full crypto mode and many speeches now. So that would be hyper bullish for crypto. I'm very exciting to see that. Particularly if they win the House as well, which they're looking on set to win the House. If they win the Senate back, that's looking very bullish. Remember, the Senate has about 1/3 of the Senate gets rotated, I think, every 2 years. And I think it's favoring Republicans this time. So that could be very bullish. They get the presidency, they get the Senate, and of course they maintain the House. And that would be very bullish on that one. And we see that in the national polls as well, that it's looking very good for Trump. Particularly as we see Hispanics and African Americans pivoting as well. The moderates are pivoting towards that as well because they understand freedom is under threat, prosperity is under threat, and of course, particularly safety is under threat in the United States. And of course, that affects the rest of the world as well. So I think everything's going pretty well. We see this in Europe, right? A shift to the center right because they're the ones that are for freedom, liberty, and prosperity and safety. And that's what people want, right? So it's really good to see that move happening at the moment. So excited about where that's heading. Now, we also got the UK election coming up in July. We obviously see the Reform Party with Nigel Farage on the momentum. And of course, maybe, going on par if they get enough votes, like I think it's over 6 million votes or so, they will have a good chance of picking up lots of seats, 20, 30 seats or so. That could be pretty bullish. At the moment, they're sitting on about 6 to 8. And so, yeah, it could be pretty exciting to see that result as well. The momentum continues. Very excited. If they get a lot of voters that aren't voting, they could be particularly well as well. So we're going to get all these sort of political and crypto things happening at the same time. It could be epic on the bull run here. Looking forward to it. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. We also got some issues though. Let's not be shy about the issues that we do have. We do have the SEC response to just the motion to dismiss. I just said there's a spelling mistake in there. Let's go fix that up now. And yeah, we've got on the 8th here. We've got the 8th here, 8th of July. We've got the SEC response to Richard Hart's motion to dismiss the case. Whoa, boy, that's coming up. So let's see what that looks like. I think they're pretty weak for the most part. I think they've got a very weak case, and it's only got weaker with recent court results and things like that. So that gives more weaponry to Richard Hart's dream team lawyers. Remember, one of his lawyers is one of Elon Musk's lawyers, so it's going to be pretty interesting. That's coming up on the 8th of July, so that's going to be pretty interesting. And then about a month later, Richard Hart gets to respond to that with his lawyers to dismiss, and of course the judge has got to take a motion to dismiss. Otherwise, if that's not the case, we've got the court case in October, and then of course we've got court case hearing. I can't remember what it was exactly, but we've got the court case and hearing, and then we've got confidential information, which is the data information search from the lawyers, the prosecutors from the SEC, all the way through to mid-March and to mid 2025. So this could really drag out if this doesn't get dismissed. So I'm very bullish on the dismissal, but if it doesn't, then we got information discovery, and that could be that'd be really interesting to see that. First of all, it could be pretty complicated, and then of course then we've got this dragging out into the next year. So we'll see how we go so far, but I'm optimistic about this motion, and we'll keep watching that. But that is coming up in July and August, so that is a wild card. We call it a grey. What do you call it? You call it black swan, or something that you don't see coming, and it comes. You see a white swan you don't see coming, but it's good. Black swan is bad, and a white swan is good in terms of risks and impacts on the market. But it's kind of like a grey swan, right? We can kind of know it's out there, but we just don't know how it's going to fall, right? It's going to be falling good or bad. We just don't know. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. That is coming up there on the big thing. Now, Richard Hart posted this out himself, which is pretty good from Richard. I'm very excited to see that up talking about that update, and of course he must be feeling fairly confident about that. So that's Pulse. We got Pulsechain at the moment is just teasing us around the support level here, just weakening a little bit at the moment. Let's go into. I probably got this line probably not quite right, but let's go full mode on this. This is on Pulsechain, and let's pull it up there because it's probably looking right. It's kind of like where we are at the moment, and yeah, we're just teasing on the support line here. We're wanting a bullish cross here, right? This yellow line is the 13-day, moving over the blue line, which is the 34-day, and we want that to cross over bullish move. We've got the RSI down at 40. We've definitely got the room for it. On the weekly, though, we are really testing the support line here, so we really do need a green week coming up here. At the moment, we are down at 37 at the moment. Now that's the angular support, but on the horizontal, we are pretty much got a bit of room. If we do slip a bit further, we're talking about going down to 1800 to 17. So 1700 is the next place. If we do fall, that's where we would go. And I really feel like that would be the absolute bottom before we take off here, because the RSI is down 37. But markets, if we slip from 1700, we're going down to 15, right? So that's kind of where we are at the moment. But I'm feeling pretty optimistic given where we are here, given where the market is generally, and we'll get that nice pivot. All right, so let's go to incentive token at the moment, $2.50. Let's go to the ratio, though. This is the one we're watching, and this has been really strong. I mean, look at that thing. That thing is just continuing to be in this range, right? Really cool. In fact, I should probably put a little range on here. We'll go to 61, shall we? 61, and we'll put another one down the bottom here. We're going to put this at 44, let's say. So we're really just in this range doing very well. And as you guys know, I think if we pop out here, it's going to be pretty epic. And like I said, I think if we get out of 71, 61, and then 71, man, it's off to the races, boy. So yeah, we might have a nice little slow rise into here, above 61 to 71. Once we break 71, man, there's no horizontal restraint there. This, the RSI would probably be your best indicator of restraint. But man, we could really pop up here, and the price of incentive could suddenly go to $20. It's going to be some pretty crazy stuff. The all-time high for it so far is all the way back at the beginning, of course, and we were getting up to. Let me just find the price here. We got up to $9.57. So we could do some pretty crazy stuff, I think, with that. So that's looking pretty good. We got Hex at the moment is obviously probably the easiest one to pick up lots of volume, because they're right down at the bottom of the range. Last time we saw this was back in August last year. And of course, that is where we are right now. So, man, a pickup, if that's the bottom, a dream pickup there. Let's go to the weekly on the RSI. We're all the way down at 35. When we were here back in August last year, we were down even further, though, right? We were down at 32, slightly further there. So, yeah, maybe we got a little bit slippage in here. But, man, it kind of feels like we're there. And game on. So huge amount of Hex to be picked up at this price. And EHEX pretty similar there, 1/1300 of a penny, right at the bottom of the range here. We got down to 1300. We're just above it at the moment. RSI down at 37 on the weekly, on the daily there. Let's go to the weekly as well. Just round out the Hex. That's kind of where we are at the moment. So yeah, support at 1300. We're just above that at the moment. RSI pretty chill down here at 34. So everything really ready to go. And just need that catalyst. We'll keep an eye out on the Pulse alert to see what capital comes over to Pulsechain. We saw incentive token get pumped the other day, and are we going to see bigger moves like that? And of course, we could see some more broader moves happening if you're into maker theory and other things like that. with obviously, the sack daddy, as some people call it, moved money into Ethereum. So we're watching those things as well playing out. There could be a much bigger move at play than just, pushing capital into certain tokens, but maybe a combination of events. Richard has a number of tricks in his playbook, although don't expect any work from him. We've got all these devs that are working instead, but Mr. Sack Daddy might do us some favors instead. So that's going at the moment. Let's go back into the gas prices here for the day 401. We're at 224,000 bits, so pretty good value on Pulsechain. 0.4 of a penny for a Pulsechain swap, 200th of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, and 700th of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. Ethereum at the moment is super low, but once the market rallies, that 4 Gwei is going to become 100 plus Gwei, and maybe 200. I mean, you know what it's like in the past bull market. It got into some insanities. We saw moments when there was new NFT projects launched that the gas price would get into the thousands of Gwei on the old Ethereum. It was insanity. And of course, here we are, 1,358 times cheaper than Ethereum, even with Ethereum at 4 Gwei. Isn't that insane? So that is pretty cool. We've got the validators at the moment on Pulsechain. Pulsechain is a layer 1 full system state fork of Ethereum. That means it gets all the smart contracts. That includes all the protocol contracts as well. And we've seen people try to resurrect some of those. And of course, people talking about Richard Hart doing the same. So we may see that play out as well. We're going to talk about some of those today, like LUSD. We're going to talk about that. Validators at the moment, 48,735. Today, now is the perfect time to pick up Pulsechain at the moment. Because if you pick up Pulse and you become a validator, you're getting at such a good price, and the upside just seems so big. The risk reward seems so good at the moment. And 48,735. What a wonderful passive income. And if the price starts to do 5, 10x, you're just laughing yourself silly, right? A great idea there. 1.56 trillion is staked at the moment. Pretty similar. We've had that for about 3 weeks now. And if you want to get a validator, you can purchase them through David Fedder's validator store. They are currently providing 70% of the active validators. Isn't that crazy? Over 1 million validator blocks. So big shout out to David Fedder there at Validator Store. Finally, the bridge. This is our health check. I just about took myself silly there. Let me have a drink. But we're at 105.4 million in bridged into Pulse at the moment. That's pretty similar to the last couple of days, right? Similar to the last couple of days, and at the bottom of the range that we've seen recently. You know, the high was 112. We were down about 105, so we're at the bottom of that app. Now, we do have some drawdowns here. EHEX is in the mix, and so with EHEX price down at that 1,300th of a penny, that drags down the value as well, down just there. So that is probably the one item I'd exclude from here, but, you know, it is total part of the bridged and stuff. What else we got going there? PDI there, just under 31 million. ETH there, just under 30 million. Those are weakened off just a little bit, but that's about it at the moment. It doesn't include our native stables, right? Our native stables at the moment. USDL sitting at 14 million, PXDC at 2.2, HexDC at 1.4, 3 million, and Coast there at 4 million. We are expecting Coast to come back on that line soon, and hopefully we'll get a bit of a boost from that as well when they do, as people bring in more capital directly into Pulsechain. Coast is the only direct on-ramp, off-ramp, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, so that is pretty much it. And obviously, we just started day 402 on Pulsechain, heading towards 500 days. Well, we just started that journey. Hopefully, somewhere during that next 100 days, we have got that big rally that we're expecting to pivot and, game on for Pulsechain. All right, so that is kind of exciting. Let's get into the big news for today, though. Mafia or Pulse Mafia on Pulsechain, it started to turn some heads. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, the first thing I want to say is the number of influencers that have been now covering it, right? We've seen My Life is Awesome, Lick Gaines covering it. In fact, he's set up his own family. We're going to get into that. We got Crypto Pride. He's a smaller YouTube. So My Life is Awesome's got like 8,000 subscribers. We got Crypto Pride. He's got about 3,300. He's in there. He's got his own family as well. So we are seeing more influencers. Obviously, I'm covering it. We got 10,500 subscribers. And of course, what else we got going? We got we had Randy in the last day. He may get interested in it, so we're going to be looking forward to anything that Randy does, maybe an interview with Jacob or something. We've got Corey Costa the other day. He's got 11,000 subscribers. He did an interview with Jacob from Pulse Mafia, and he's got a big audience engaged, so that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting there. And of course, who knows? We had Crypto Clays in the other day. She might end up doing something with Jacob. It's going to be fun to see this. That really is lifting us up there to half a dozen of influencers on a Pulsechain. So this really is starting to look like it's gaining traction. We're only just starting day 4 on Pulsechain. So it's only just starting day 4 right now as we're doing this live stream. We've had 3 days there. And look at the results here. Let's do a refresh of how much money is in the Mafia at the price of Pulsechain. And Pulsechain is right down near that bottom area, which we believe it is. We're at 423 million Pulse. I'll say that again, 423 million Pulse now in the vault. That's $20,210 in 3 days. And that's only just the beginning. We already know what it's like on BNB chain, which has been running for a couple of weeks. But Pulsechain, man, we're excited about where that's going. We've already got 140,000 Mafia already in there to be sold by the taxman to feed the vault there. Pretty exciting. So as you guys know, we have a certain amount of taxes in the game, 4.7% buy tax when you buy Mafia, and a 16.6% sell tax. And of course, the slippage there, 5% and 20% respectively for the buy and sell. And that feeds the vault, right? That feeds the vault. So it goes into the taxman here, and then the taxman there sells it into the market, into the BNB, and that goes into the vault. Now, when it sells it into the market, that means the price of Mafia on Pulsechain will go down slightly relative to how much is being sold. And of course, that means that new people coming into the game get to buy in at a cheaper price, relatively speaking, unless, of course, there's so much demand that over time the price just goes up regardless, right? And that's kind of what we're looking at for that virality of the game. So it's going to be pretty fun. Now, Pulsechain needs a variety of protocols. It needs meme coins. It needs utility coins. It needs GameFi. And this is really hitting up the GameFi, right? We've already seen PulseBot from Jacob. We've seen Pulse Predict from Jacob, which is launching soon too, next month, I believe. And then we've also got now, which is sports betting and price betting. And now we've also got Pulse Mafia as well. So really, Jacob's adding, really dominating that GameFi space on Pulsechain, and much needed there as well. Now, overall, Pulsechain also needs some killer apps, and this is really fitting in potentially, could be a potential winner for a very viral killer app on Pulsechain, certainly playing its role, playing its part as well to get more activity on Pulsechain and more opportunity for people as well. Now, I know some people that are playing Mafia to earn an income. Some people that might end up being a part-time income, might be a full-time income, depending on their expenses. But I know people that are doing it, right? So what we call grinders, right? Grinders, they're playing this as well. So pretty fun opportunity for everybody. We've got bigger players coming in this as well. Another influencer I didn't talk about that we've got in this as well, Crypto Kool-Aid and his crew look like they're getting involved as well. So there I say, a good half a dozen of influencers picking up already in the first couple of days. And of course, will that continue to grow? We're looking forward to it. I got a few other names I can think of, but man, it's going to be fun to see that. So that is kind of the overall. Let's go have a look at the BNB chain before we get into the details of Pulse Mafia on Pulsechain and have a look how big the vault is on BNB right now. So this has been going for a couple of weeks. 90.75 BNB is currently in the BNB side in the vault. So this game's playing on both Pulsechain and playing on BNB, and there's $55,500 on BNB right now. So that is ticking up as well. So very excited about that. Now, both of these games are at the same stage, stage 4. There are 9 stages before the game goes live. We're currently at stage 4. So that's pretty exciting. Now, you can find these stages on the wiki. So let's have a quick look at that before we get into the summary of how Mafia is going on Pulsechain. But you can see that we've had the token mint and airdrop. We've had that on BNB and Pulsechain. We've had the profile creation. You can make a player. It only costs 2,000 Mafia to make a player on either chain. You got family creation. That's opportunities there, 500,000 to create a family, or you can just join one, like the Syndicate, for example. And number 4, OG crates. Now they're out, and of course you can buy crates, and of course for $20 each. If you didn't get one airdrop to you from the OG NFTs, then you would be able to buy one as well. Now some of the crates that are left are probably very, you're going to get some good prizes now. There are a lot of the big assets have not come out yet for the crates, so it's well worth considering buying some of these OG crates. And of course, you're going to get in-game assets, particularly if you win some of the business assets. The top ones haven't even come out. The bullets that I'm aware of, the bullet factories, the slot machines, the roulettes, they're still out there. And man, your chances of getting them look like they've gone up, right? So very exciting there, $20 each to get a crate. That feeds the vault as well, so it's a win-win as well. Next move that's coming out is the NFT marketplace that's really going to ramp up the tokenomics and the economic energy of the Mafia. So that's coming out. We're expecting it next week. We'll see how we go, but we're expecting that next week. And then we're going to get the Mafia map, and we're excited about that, especially if you're in a crime family, because it's going to be the headquarters for the crime families in that too. So I'm excited about that. Then we get to step 7. It's going to be communication. Step 8 is marketing. man, we're not even up to the marketing stage yet, so you're getting in really early. So take that note, and then we've got number 9 vault requirements, and then number 10, stage 10 will be the official launch. Now, as we're going through all these different stages, you know what's happening, right? The Mafia vault is getting bigger, right, on both BNB and Pulsechain. This vault's going to continue to get bigger as we wait for that those stages to go through, and I'm pretty excited about where this could head. Man, oh man. Now, out of the vault, 10% of the vault every week will go to the top 5 Mafia families, and they will get allocated depending on their ranking. So rank number 1 is going to be 30%. You can see the syndicate is there, and you guys know the syndicate is looking strong there. Archie is an incredible godfather. Archie is named as Capone there. He's a very terrifying godfather. Even his own family fears him. So just take note of that. And, of course, you can see my player there at number 2 spot there is Scarface. And we've got Knuckles at number 3. If you know who Knuckles is, good luck to you. But we've got the Don, the Concierge, and the Capodicino. Those are the 3 high-ranking people. They're going to be hunted, by the way. They may be powerful, but they will get hunted. But they've got a lot of people to defend them. So it's going to be a fun game to play. And then, of course, we've got all the capos there, Wookie the Blade, Face the Powder, Siphon there, and Dolly. And watch the space on that. It's going to be pretty fun. Now, number 2, Giffordware here. This looks like Crypto Kool-Aid's team. He's a game designer and a very well-known influencer in the Pulsechain community. It looks like number 2 there. We've got the Salamancas there. And I don't know who these guys are, but they're out there at the moment. Number 3, we've got the original gangsters. We know who they are. They're on the BNB Mafia. They're at number 1, number 2 spot at the moment, fighting to dominate BNB. But they're up against the syndicate. So it's going to be a tough play over there on BNB. At the moment, they're not that strong, relatively speaking, so we'll be watching out for them. Number 5 is the Mugnows. We know that they're pretty strong over on B. I think they're at number 3 spot over there. Number 5 here on Pulsechain. And then we've got the Hustlers, folks, another influencer team. This is My Life is Awesome. This is Lick Gains, the Hustler there, and he's moved up to 6 members there at the moment. So there we go. We've got 3 influencer teams. Can you believe it? So the influencers are really coming on board here on the Pulsechain side. So obviously I'm supporting the syndicate. We've got Crypto Kool-Aid with the Gearheads or the Giffordware. We've got the Hustlers there with My Life is Awesome, Lick Gains. It is pretty fun. We've had a new family come out today, the Yakuza, which you guys know is on the Mafia side as well. That's come into play. We've got the Trump family. Now, the Trump family's been really aggressive. They're trying to get members big time. So they're just starting up, but it's pretty cool. And then we've got the OG Sopranos and Escobars, which are also obviously related to the original gangsters here. So they're trying a multiple family to control multiple cities in the game. So when we get that Mafia map, it's going to be pretty fun. Now, how do you play? Well, you just get started, connect your wallet, and you can play this game on Pulsechain. And so I'll just post the link there to the game there. If you guys haven't joined up, tell you, spread the word. If you want someone to have come into Pulsechain, a really nice, easy way is to get, and they like gaming, then Pulse Mafia is the perfect thing to do, right? Just share it around. Say, hey, maybe you're not that into crypto, you're a bit nervous about crypto, but you want to play a game, come and play Pulse Mafia, right? That's the play there. It's super cheap to play on Pulsechain too, right? Because everything's like a fraction of a cent, right? So there we are, Pulse Mafia, join up today. It only costs you 2,000 Mafia at the moment. Let's have a look at the price of Mafia. Mafia at the moment on Pulsechain is sitting pretty well. This is a 4-hourly chart on Mafia there. And you can see it's at 0004566. So you're actually getting a nice mid-range price at the moment. About how long will this hold before it goes up or down? You don't know. But we're expecting more and more players to come in here. We had a nice pump overnight. Look at that. Nice little green pump. And so nice little juicy. This red candle here was a new family selling down. So a lot of the sell candles you see on here are actually new Mafia families being set up because they're 500,000 Mafia. And, of course, that gets sold down into BNB. All the taxes get sold out into BNB as well. So you got the 16.6% sell tax, etc. That all goes in there too. So a lot of the red candles can be not just the people selling, but the actual vault there selling into the market. So take that note. But that is where we're at the moment. Market cap 456,000. So you're in early. Liquidity 78K, looking pretty good. Now that is the Mafia. I'm going to post that if you want to pick up some Mafia today. Check it out. And go for gold, man. You can't say I didn't tell you. That's all I'm going to say. Not financial advice, of course. Do your own due diligence. But we're going to have fun with this game. It's going to be a fun game and a good chance of earning crypto on the way. Or you could get killed in the game. Let's be frank. So you could get killed as well. There is some risk to playing a game like this. All right. So there we go. We got 0004566. That is the play. Now, if you want to get a Mafia on BNB chain, This is the BNB chain at the moment. See, it's a very different looking profile on the 4-hourly, right? And it's been around for a couple of weeks now. So just take into account. But the entry at the moment on BNB Mafia, very friendly indeed. Remember, a lot of these red candles are from the vault filling up. That's at $55,000, right? So over 90 BNB. And that's a lot of these red candles reflect that. There's a couple of these red candles reflect some people selling. But apart from that, a lot of red candles there as well. And the price is very friendly. That yellow line is the sacrifice price. So you're getting way below the sacrifice price at the moment. And so that's super bullish as well. So massive potential upside there. And at the moment, yeah, 282%. Just get back to the sacrifice price. So looking pretty good as well. I'll post that link as well. If you want to pick up some on the BNB side, obviously we're focusing on Pulsechain today, but that is the BNB. Obviously, PancakeSwap is the one where you buy that. You just have to switch your wallet over to BSC or BNB chain, and you can purchase that too. All right, now those are the charts. Let's jump over to the results here. So if you want to join up, you can hit the Pulse Mafia site. Just connect your wallet, get started. It costs you 2,000 Mafia, so you will need some Mafia. But 2,000 Mafia is like $1.15 or something like that. So you're getting in really, really early. And of course, we just started the day 4 on Pulse Mafia or on Pulsechain. Now that's 2,000 Mafia, pretty cheap to get in, $1.15. So you could get heaps of your friends. You can make as many profiles as you want, by the way. Obviously, you've got to manage those. Now there are going to be auto bots in the game, so you'll be able to put players on auto bots to build up their value over time. So that's another strategy you could think about. Let's go to the families. Obviously, there are 10 families, and you can join these families. Now, if you want to join the syndicate, you can hit the link in the video description. I'm not sure if Archie's still there. He can post in the link to the Telegram side. That would be a direct way of joining up. Now, there's many families you can join, Gearheads, all the others you can join. And if you want to find a family, you can go to the speech here, and there's a chat button, and you can pretty much get into main chat, or you can go to family chat, and you can just choose a chat, and of course you can go to anyone, and of course you can ask them, can you post me a link to join up? So there's lots of different ways. Obviously, the syndicate there is in there as well. You can already see the links for join the syndicate's already in there. So the syndicate recruitment, so you can join that. That link will take you to Telegram, or you can just get into our Discord. Of course, join Discord, $5 a month there. So that is pretty much it on joining family. You can create your own family, of course. That will cost you 500,000 Mafia to do that. But I encourage you, if you want to do that, go for it and compete with everybody. You will need to stake your Mafia, have Mafia staked. You do need to earn in the bank so that you can buy a lot of in-game assets. Remember, the marketplace is next. The marketplace is coming up next. So there's going to be a lot of buying and selling. That activity is going to feed the vault and feed the game as well as the team. So it really is about to ramp up. When you get that market open, it's going to be crazy. So pretty exciting there. That's pretty much all the details. The buy Mafia there, you can see the contract ends in 55 EA on Pulsechain. You got the buy and sell tax. I put a 5% and 20% slippage on those respectively. You can obviously buy them on Dex Screener, PulseX, Dex Tools, and of course the Telegram there is the official Telegram for the Pulse Mafia as well, run by Jacob and his development team. Pretty cool. All right, I think that's kind of it at the moment. I'm very excited to see the vault over $20,000 in 3 days. I'm pretty excited about where that's going to head, and that's with Pulsechain at the price now. Pulse price doubles, that instantly goes to 40K. You can see how we're rolling there, and of course, once we reach 1 billion Pulse, people are going to spread the word about that. That's going to take wake up some ears as well. And if we do hit 1 billion Pulse, that's going to put us at $50,000 without any rise in the price of Pulse. So it's going to get us pretty close to the BNB Mafia there. So pretty exciting stuff there happening. All right, that's pretty much it on a BNB Mafia and Pulse Mafia. Looking pretty good. What else there? Archie's in the house there. That is the recruitment there for the syndicate. So sign up today. There is an application process because we are number 1, and there will be 100,000 Mafia fee to get in on that family on both chains. So if you're on BNB or on Mafia, and of course that's used to strengthen the family. So just take note of that. But that is the joining there on the Telegram. Archie says, check out the pin messages in our recruitment center and talk to one of the members live. We'd love to hear from you. So that's from the Don himself for the syndicate. So a big shout out to Archie there. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's jump over to the rest of the markets on Pulsechain. We haven't got really anything for the Hex derivatives. Nothing's really going up at the moment. We've got, nothing, either no change or slightly down 1-2%. Let's go to the stables. Now, I want to talk about stables because we've got a bit of movement here. Let me go to the one. So we got a couple of these coins are trying to do the dollar narrative. Can they get to dollar narrative? And some of them are based on research based around what Richard Art is doing. And so we got a couple here. We've got PDI, of course. That's at 43/100th of a penny. We're expecting that to go to $1 there. And we got the Sac Daily wallet's got a whole ton of this stuff. And so yeah, are we going to get that 1 cent? We knew that once we broke this angular support, we're going to do a bit of a cup here, and that's exactly what we're getting here, a bit of a U before it has another go at that 1 cent. Given sentiment at the moment, we're going to need a bit of a sentiment change in the charts, and we're expecting that soon to get go for that 1 cent mark. Once it does, man, it's going to cause a lot of stir on social media and a lot of volume on Pulsechain. It's going to be pretty fun. That's PDI. But PDI is not the only speculative dollar coin. Obviously, USD Tether and USDC are following it up, but they're typically at a discount, like 30%, 35%. So USD Tether and USDC, these are all Pulsechain copies following up PDI. And, of course, PDI related to the Atropa and many other trading peers out there. Pretty interesting. But we got a new kid on the block, right? New kid on the block is LUSD. And LUSD at the moment, look at this, man. Oh, man, oh, man. This LUSD. It reminds me of the drug. What's the drug? LUSD, I don't know. The heavy one there. I've just forgotten the name of it. It's pretty similar, the same name. We got LUSD, and someone let me know in the chat if you want, even though we shouldn't be talking about things like that. But we got the chart going up here. It had a big pump the other, this is on the daily. It had a couple of weeks ago, it had a big pump. And then it got a big sell down. There's a big, I think this was an insider guy, right? An insider guy that was minting. They've turned off the minting function, apparently, for LUSD. But one of the members of the team, there's always one member in the team. If it's not the whole team, it's one member in the team that tries to, rug the event. And this looks like what happened here back on this red candle day. The price has managed to recover here. Now, here's the kicker. These guys are burning this stuff. So they've got mechanism there burning the LUSD, and they're all trying to target $1 as well. So what are we going to happen here with LUSD? You can't say there's no action on Pulsechain. There's action, man. You just got to know what's going on. So we got LUSD here. Now they've burnt quite a bit. Let's go to the contract for LUSD and have a look at this, right? So this is all highly speculative. Remember, do your own research, not financial advice, all that good stuff. But let's go have a look at the LUSD contract. It's pretty insane. So there's 16 trillion LUSD. Now these guys reckon they're going to burn through 10 trillion LUSD. So that's about 65%, something like that. They reckon they're going to burn through 10 trillion of this in 5 months, in 150 days. And at the moment, let's have a look at how much they actually have burned through. Well, we got the debt address here, right? It's currently got 599 billion in it at the moment. So if they're talking about 10 trillion, they're currently burnt 3.7% of the supply. So that's kind of the play there. And if we take 600 and we divide that by 10,000, which is 10 trillion, that was 6%. So they're at 6% of their target so far, and that's currently 3.7% of the total supply. So that's pretty crazy. Now, there seems to be some, obviously some big contracts in there as well. There's this wallet here that's got 1.88%. I'm not sure whose that is with the whale or not. And then we've probably got a whole ton of whale accounts here. We're at 1.5%. So it's going to be interesting to see. Now, can they do it? Well, so far, like I say, they're up to 3.7% burning, and that burning is going out fast as well. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see this one play out on this one here. So yes, highly speculative, but once again, going for that dollar theme as well. They do have website and Twitter. You can follow them on that as well. Once again, do caution. Maybe if you spend about $150, you might get 1 billion tokens, and maybe that 150 if it goes up to even a cent. I mean, at the moment you got 6 zeros, 1,500. So you lose lose 4 zeros or something. Man, this thing, you're going to make mad gains, right? So it's going to be interesting to watch this. 2.4 million market cap, 176,000 liquidity. I thought I'd cover this today because of the burning feature, and it looks like they have turned the minting function off and got rid of, at least blocked out, the guy that was compromising their site. Once again, highly speculative. You're taking their word for it, right? You're taking all that stuff. You're reading their stuff, so just remember that. But maybe a $150 punt might end up turning into a big bonanza. We shall see. We shall see. So we'll be following that as well. I do like a couple of these fun speculative narratives, but they are risky. Use a DGN wallet if you are going to participate, right? Always use safety like that. But yeah, pretty fun stuff. All right, so that is the stable coins. You guys didn't realize we're going to talk about that today, did you? You didn't realize. But anyway, we do that sometimes. Let's go to the influencer coins. And of course, what have we got standing out there? Bromance from Ben Armstrong, of course, used to be the biggest influencer in the world for crypto. And of course, he's getting much bigger. He won a second fight, did it? Won that again. He's got some crazy fighting style. I'm surprised he wins, but he's a pretty big guy, and he throws those haymakers. But yeah, Yeah, if someone could punch straight, they'd probably take him out. But the people he fights can't seem to fight, so that's all right. We got 9.3% there at the moment up on that. We got Maddie Allen is up 2% at $1.50. The rest of the influencer coins are down at the moment, and so we'll just tick away at that. Let's go over to the overalls, the Pulsechain, as we're sort of getting into the rest of the end of these markets. 56 minutes on the live so far, not too bad. Now, the overall at the moment, we've got $7.6 million. This is this is the Sunday, right? Sunday in the US. But we are even lower than I remember us being. Normally, we'd be around 10 million. So we're definitely on the low side at the moment. So is the bottom in? It's got to be. Is that sentiment about to turn? We shall see in the week or two ahead here as we go. We're mid-June, aren't we? As we go into the next 2 weeks of June, where we start to pick up this volume. We'd like to see the volume pick up weekdays, between 25 and 40 million. We'll look out for that as well. Obviously, Pulse Mafia is playing its role in lifting this values as well, as people are starting to play this protocol, only been going for 3 days, and the word is starting to spread with the influencers and things like that. 206,000 transactions, and wonder how many of those are Pulse Mafia. That'd be interesting. Now, at the moment, some of the top coins out there. Now, I've got this on trending, right? So trending the last 6 hours, we can see that we've got PDV there up 7,800%, liquidity there as well. Not endorsing any of these, of course. You've got to do your own due diligence. We've got Goku there, it's jumped in there as well, 65%. Pika, that's been around for a little bit there. That's up 16%. Orange Man Good, one of the Tang Gang ones there from the looks of it. That's up 9.5% as well. We've got, what else we got going there? Leonidas is up 4.4%. It's been around for a while. DWB as well, up a little bit. So we've got quite a few with a little bit of gains, little baby gains, but nothing really hardcore. Pulsepot, one of Jacob's other projects, not just Mafia, but that's up just up a little bit there today as well. Party token there from Maximus team from Dipcatcher. Gold key, that is up just slightly as well. What else? Any other utilities? Well, launch token there is up a fraction, trending at the moment. 9mm. Now, 9mm is our second biggest DEX, right? And volume, this thing is looking good. Isn't that a good chart? So there are good quality assets performing at the moment on Pulsechain, even though the sentiment is down and the volumes are down. But look at that. Woo-hoo! That's looking pretty good there on the old Pulsechain. It's the second biggest DEX and performing well. And it did a very, very sneaky little launch here. They didn't get too much hype at the beginning. It started off real slow. They said if you participate, if you provide liquidity, if you do this, they started off really small, and then you'd get airdrop. We got the airdrop right, and the thing started to pump here. This is on the daily, and looking good, right? So this chart's looking good. Man, what a way to launch. And so far, so good. What else can you say? It's looking pretty good. Let's go to the website, shall we? Have a quick look at that. So this team here has done it by stealth. Kind of cool. They've got 90 MMCN. They've got a block explorer, a pretty good block explorer as well. V2 DEX, a V3 DEX, and they've got NFT explorer as well. So they've got quite a few utilities there at the moment. All right. And of course, you can hit on those links to get to the dApps, right? So that is pretty much it on that. Let's go back here and we can see the volumes of PulseX at the moment. So overall, we've got 7.7 million volume today. It is a Sunday, so it's a weekend. Obviously, the US drives most of the volume there, and Europe, of course, Europe. We got 5.8 million of that 7.7 million is PulseX, but 9mm, it's doing not too bad. 1.1 million at the moment on a quiet weekend day. Sunday typically is the low day, all right? We have a quiet day, and then 9-inch there is sitting at what, 417,000. That of course is Hexy Bastards one there, and SparkSwap. How's SparkSwap going? 191k. So that's where that's at the moment as well. So that is where we are on that one. Let's go over to the Hex. We've got day 1658. Yeah, 1658 there. We've got a price up 15%, it says. So that's kind of good news. And we've got the payout there is a 7.276 hex per TCO on Ethereum. Let's have a look at the ownership pool. Ownership pool down. Wow. Okay, something big happening there. 91,000 T-shares. I didn't even look at this, so I need to probably go look at that. Crispy Man will probably be covering that on his YouTube channel. He goes into a deeper dive into these things. But down 91,000 T-shares. Wow, let's see what happens tomorrow. If a lot of those T-shares get restaked at a lower rate. Of course, the share rate is going up. Share rate at the moment on Ethereum is sitting at 34,881. So whenever they had those shares, that is going to change a lot. The duration, right? How long they've had that. We're sitting at just over 9 million T-shares. Can you believe it? Now, remember at the top of Hex on Ethereum, we had 11.2, I think it was, million. 11.2 million. We're now down to 9 million. So that's some pretty serious change. Now, we're in obviously, 4.5 years of Hex. So ticking away there. Now, the penalties today, pretty modest, 400,000. But yesterday, which I did not cover, 8.7 million Hex and the penalties yesterday. That's pretty big. And of course, today we're sitting at about 65 million. We had 69 million in the reward pool. So you've got T-shares you're earning pretty nicely. The liquid holders are up on Ethereum. The miners are down 8 and 3 respectively. So it must be in a pretty big account. Maybe what time of year is it? I don't think it's an OA account because they're normally in November, around November time. I think there's most of the OA ones. Yeah, it could be a big while. Don't know if it's Hex Goldwell or something like that. But yeah, that's the drama. Yesterday, of course, we got 7.6. That was the payout yesterday, which I didn't cover. So some pretty good results there on Ethereum. Pulsechain, how are we doing for Pulsechain? Yeah, we haven't got today's results out for Pulsechain. So we don't know if we got those T-shares happening as well. They'll probably come out next half an hour. But we have the day before, which would have been so yesterday was day 401. So day 400 results. We'd had 7.3 Hex on Pulsechain for day 400. That's not bad. Let's have a look at the T-shares. Yeah, it's sitting just below 9.4 million. And what else? So about 400, not quite 400 more thousand more T-shares, just under that. Penalties 6.2 million. Look at these penalties on Pulsechain: 3 million, 5.3, 1.9, 4.7, 6.2 million. Man, those penalties on Pulsechain, unbelievable the last couple of days. In fact, it's been a trend for a while. 68 million the reward pool there for Pulsechain side for X. Liquid holders up 9 and miners down 5. 123,700. So what's about 4,000 more miners approximately than there is on Ethereum. Hex.com, folks, check it out. Start mining Hex today on Pulsechain and on Ethereum. Obviously, Pulsechain is the magic carpet ride chain. So check it out, Hex.com in the video description. If you've got any questions, of course, get into our Discord, Pulsechain Hex Discord. $5 a month to join, of course, and of course helps keeps the bots out as well. In fact, we got rid of a few bot accounts, probably 1 or 2 accounts in the last week, actually. What else? Let's see who else has jumped in here. We've got Fast Abdul. How's it? Check out the new Fast Abdul influencer token. Says Fast Abdul. What else there? Disclosure says, could you look at the Gary network? No, it's not one I'm really looking at. So I probably won't be looking at that one. I appreciate your question, but you're probably not going to do that. Brennan says, have to pay bribe to shill here. Yeah, right. Do you? You have to pay bribe. Fast Abdul says your loss. Your loss is, but I think he's responding to you, Brandon. I think he's responding to you. What else there? We've got Excavator and House there. Peasy. Fast Abdul, I'm not sure if you're in my Discord, but if you're in the Discord, you can DM me the details. I'll have a look at what you're talking about there. Yeah. Excavator says PZ. Yeah. All right, let's move on. In fact, let's see who's in the chat there because I was gonna have a look. So I think we're going to wrap up there. We're up an hour and 4 minutes. Not too bad. We've been doing slightly longer shows, have you noticed? We were getting down to like half an hour, 45 minutes shows, and now we're back up at about an hour and 15. We're an hour and 4 minutes at the moment. But man, the shows have been getting longer because we've got more to talk about, right? It's kind of cool. That's a good sign. That's a good sign for the future. Big shout out to Craig Pitt as well. I'm not sure if I saw you there, Craig, and Andrew Reynolds as well. Howdy, everybody could see Andrew also. I think I might have missed those 2 comments, so I'm just reading those out there. Anything else I missed? I don't think so. D Tucker, yeah. Happy Father's Day. Did I read out yours, Tucker? Maybe I did. I can't remember. But happy Father's Day for sure. All right. Brennan says, I take bribes. I think you're taking, that's the Fast Abdul's phrase, I take bribes. But I guess that's the right response. That is the right response there. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you want to join up the syndicate, the links, you can get that link there. That will take you to Telegram, or you can alternatively join the Pulsechain Hex Discord, and that's $5 a month, and then join up there. Ask Archie to join up. So, or you have to apply, basically. Yeah, see how we go. What else are we going to say? Is that it? I think that's it. An hour and 5 minutes. Sounds good to me. Let's play out the Magic Cup Ride video from Richard. Richard says you got to do the work. He's not working for you, but people are still looking forward to the Magic Cup Ride from Mr. Sack Daddy, as some people call him. Or there's different names, but we're going to leave it there. Magic Cup Ride, folks. Enjoy yourself. I also might play a bit of Scott Harris as well. Hex code does sound good, given how much Hex penalties we're getting on the Pulsechain side at the moment. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're down under, of course, enjoy your working week if you're working, or crypto if you're not. So have a good time. It's going to be a fun time ahead. I think we really are starting to turn again. We already had a nice turn from October last year to now, but I really think we're going to get the bigger ramp now, the big one. The big ramp's coming up soon for this bull market, and it's going to be insane. It's going to blow minds. And you guys are still here early, right? So it's going to be fun. All right, take care. Bye for now. And of course, yeah, happy Father's Day to those who are celebrating with their families. All right, take care. Bye.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
It's fun to watch Hex pumping up the charts. It's left behind all kinds of broken hearts who didn't buy the dip, who didn't DCA. And now that we're on a rip, it's hard to look away. Now I'm not the one to hand out free advice, but as for me, I wouldn't dare think twice about buying a bag, since we're still somewhat down. This rocket ship's about to break the speed of sound. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. I tip my hat to everyone who minds. You're getting paid out while you're killing time. It makes room for a nice vacation to the beach, perhaps a celebration now that you are rich. Ha ha! Ignore the haters who all called you crazy. You studied hard while they were being lazy. Now you're packing bags, about to take a ride up on that rocket ship, mooned up and starry-eyed. I feel these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now that we're summer bound and the sun is bright, I see that it's not round but rather has 6 sides. It's a work of art that's written into code, designed by Richard Hart to make our bags explode. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Yeah, we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco.